And ladies and gentlemen, what is bebop? Kyril, do you know what bebop is?
Apparently not.
Do you really not know?
Like, actually?
Yeah.
No.
So, this is something I've actually genuinely been thinking about with all the bebop stuff lately. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Bebop is actually a style of jazz playing.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I was always curious if people ever found out that's what Cowboy Bebop meant, what they were talking about was like the jazz soundtrack and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm Youth Miss Orion and I'm a jazz nerd.
I'm Kyril, and I'm a schmo.
And welcome to the Two Schmoes Show, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have part two of our Cowboy Bebop live action review with Kyril actually
Yeah.
finishing the damn show.
Yeah.
We
Finished the show and my rewatch of the anime.
damn dude. All that on a Netflix account he just got.
Yep. And then I'm gonna cancel it before it renews.
Fair enough. Any other shows you want to watch on Netflix before then?
I need to look it up. I'm sure there's a couple. I should probably watch Arcane. That's apparently doing numbers.
I don't care for it.
Have you seen it?
I've seen previews. I'm not much of a
Hmm.
League guy, so I'm just kind of staying the fuck away from that shit.
Yeah, that was my thought too. But I've been hearing a lot of stuff about how it's not. You don't have to know League at all to know to appreciate it. Apparently.
Yeah, but I still stand by. I'm on my like fifth rewatch of Netflix Daredevil. It's such a good show, man. The whole point is he's Catholic, but he really wants to hurt people. Speaking of Netflix shows, though, you want to just step right into the Bebop?
Yeah. Might as well.
So, a bebop jazz style playing, ladies and gentlemen, is based upon very complex harmony and improvisation. Let me see if I can get like the textbook definition. You type in bebop, you get cowboy bebop before the actual jazz playing. Yeah, categorized by fast tempo, complex chords, and rapid chord changing. Changes of keys, virtuosity, and improvisation on a harmonic structure of constant change and melody.
And its derivative forms here.
Yeah.
I'm curious what you think season two. Are we gonna get the wabop or the post-bop?
Post bop. Post bop is
Post-bop?
really cool.
Okay.
Yeah. I was in a small post bop band. That's like back in college when I was playing for the Freeloaders. We were post bop.
Gotcha. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Post bop modal jazz. So Kyril, now that you've finished Cowboy Bebop and you can say you've also rewatched the original Cowboy Bebop,
Yes.
tell me that spicy take you said before the show that I kind of took a
Yeah.
moment to blink at.
My hot take is that I like the live action more than the anime. That's my
Damn.
spice for the rest of the year, I think.
Yeah, dude, you are on a watch list now.
Yeah.
The internet video essay kids are going to come after you.
Oh, I hope so.
How? Like, I'm not dissing on
So
you.
the
Yeah.
big thing for me is
Yes.
that it solves legitimate problems that the story of the anime had, and in my opinion does it without tarnishing anything that the anime had, because like, the anime is still there
Yep.
in its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the live action is clearly not meant to be one to one the same thing. It's just not how adaptations work. And for what it is as a live action piece, I enjoyed my time with it more than rewatching the anime.
Fair
And to be
enough.
fair, I do need to go back and rewatch the live action now, just while it's still fresh, to see if it holds up again. But yeah, that's my hot take. Particularly the storytelling in the live action feels like it has the benefit, because it does, of 20 plus years of advancement in writing kind of as a whole for TV.
Fair enough. Um, Now that I'm allowed to speak unfiltered without spoiling anything, Um,
Yes.
if there's one thing I'm very happy about this show, the live action for introducing to us was episode 9. Episode
Hmm.
9 of the live action is
Yep.
legitimately just a very, very good episode of Cowboy Bebop. Like, it's an actual great addition.
Hmm. Yep.
Episode 9 being an origin story of sorts that explains the Spike and Vicious rivalry.
Yep.
Which,
Yeah, it explains that it shows us the relationship that they had and
yes.
why it matters that they are against each other now, other than Julia is there.
Yeah. How do you feel about the changes to Julia?
So she feels like a character now. I'll put it that way.
Thank God you said that.
Because
That's like my
she
problem.
was like she wasn't.
Yeah.
She was just this idea that Spike chases through the whole show. And if you like that, whatever, more power to you. But I don't. I don't like the fact that her only role in the show is to be this nebulous motivation for Spike that we never see until the end, and then she dies.
Yeah. Like the most character development we got for her was her just helping Faye out of nowhere in the finale
Mm-hmm.
of the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
At least this Julia had a character arc. Granted,
Yep.
it's a little subtle. A little sudden.
I think it's questionable whether you agree with the direction that they took that arc, and I think that's definitely something that's up for debate. But I feel like giving her characterization at all is such an improvement over just the nothing that was there before.
Yeah. The Julia that was there before was literally just like, come find me, Spike. Come find me. And that's it. And they never told why they got separated.
They kind of do.
Oh, did
But
they?
I mean, it's not super clear because it's like the whole idea in the anime
Yep.
is that Spike is trying to leave the syndicate.
Yep.
Vicious is aware of this and says to Julia, if Julia doesn't kill Spike, he will kill them both.
Yes.
So presumably from that and the fact that Spike isn't dead, I think it can be assumed that Julia helped him fake his death in some way that allowed him to escape and her to not die. That's the best that I got, but it's like not at all super clear.
Yeah. It really isn't. That's like a big problem I have with the original Bebop.
Mm-hmm.
And
A lot
like,
of implied stuff.
yeah. And like that's fine for like what it's doing. It's not like a bad thing. It's just that again, tastes have changed a little bit.
I'll say I find it particularly ironic that Spike Spiegel, who in his own words is a man with one eye looking into the past,
Yeah.
we barely ever see the past.
Yeah. That's like another problem I've had with Cowboy Bebop on my watch because the past is a very big theme of it, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thesis of the show is you can't run away from your past and you've got to keep building on it.
Yep.
But for a show that categorizes the past as this big definitive thing you can't run away from, Faye and Jet are the only two characters that really have their past fleshed out.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically, I think Faye had the better story between all of them as well.
In the anime?
Yeah.
Or yeah, I agree.
Although
I think it for the where they are in the live action right now, it feels like there's a lot more to her story that needs to be told still.
yeah.
So I'm kind of willing to look past that, but in the anime, hers definitely it felt like a story, you know.
Yeah. A big problem I had with the original Faye, and this is something I wanted to bring up last week, but you weren't far enough. And especially since you've just rewatched it, the anime, I'm pretty sure you might pick up what I'm hitting at here. But it took a while for Faye to be anything past fan service in the anime.
Mm-hmm. It did get there, but it did, yeah.
Yeah. A big problem I had with Faye originally is like in the first like 10 episodes she's in, she's like always fucking handcuffed. I'm like, what kind of fetish fuel am I fucking watching? You ever realize that?
Mm-hmm. No, I know what you mean.
Yeah. And while the more abrasive Faye in the show, love her or hate her, she's just a different take on Faye.
Yep.
I really appreciated just the idea of giving her more agency rather than constant handcuffs.
Yeah. And I think we'll have to there could definitely be some legitimate criticism, assuming I have to assume at this point a season 2 is going to happen, you know. It would be weird for them to not do at least one more season because it would have to be like with the way things are working right now. I bet it was in production before this first season even released, just because that's how TV tends to work.
Yeah.
And whether or not we get a season 3 is, up in the air. Depending how they treat the character going into that, I think it could change a lot. But we really, I feel at least like we haven't seen enough of Faye in the live action to say whether her arc will end on the same high note that it did in the anime.
Yeah. I would definitely describe that. It was a high note in the anime.
Yep. I also say I really enjoyed the changes that they made to Jet's character and his past for the live action. I thought that made it work a lot better just in general.
I'm going to be very honest with you. I like Jet in the live action a little bit more than the anime Jet.
No, I do too. I think in the anime he definitely has his moments, but giving him the motivation of more than just his past being behind him, but also his future of what happens to his child, is a very strong motivator, and I think it works very effectively. And I also really like how Spike in the live action seems to be more deliberately keeping his past in the past, even to those close around him, because it builds up to everything happening rather than it just being kind of there and sitting there the whole time.
That's honestly exactly how I felt. Like, what I loved about Jet is that he's kind of framed as a dad, which is, of course, something he did in the past. He was married in the past, and he, lost his future because of just his lifestyle. Yep. And you kind of see him try to pick up his past by being a good father to his daughter, but it's also very difficult for him to really move forward keeping this lifestyle and being a good dad, and he kind of had to make a choice at the end, and it wasn't exactly a great decision for him, and he kind of lost out on his daughter, but that's where we sit. I think the theme of running away from your past, or your past coming back to haunt you, especially in this case with Spike, who is like, a friend's past coming to haunt him and, take away his future and infiltrate his past, for Jet, was a really cool embracing of that idea.
Yep. I'll say I forgot in rewatching the anime how much is pretty close one for one throughout it. It's, cut up in a different way, but the elements are still there,
Yeah.
I realized that a lot with Jet's sort of contained story arc going after Udon, where it is pretty much beat for beat the same between the two stories. But I mean, it's kind of the same running thing throughout. Having 45 minutes to an hour to flesh out the story just lets it be a much more effective story than trying to fit it into 22 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. To be honest, the Udon stuff was always my least favorite part about Bebop, and the live action did not change that for me. I like Jet as a character a lot because I relate to his love of jazz. The problem with the stuff is the cop stuff is kind of cliche. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, totally is.
Yeah. And again, that's another reason kind of why I like the daughter plot line for Jet.
Nope, it's much stronger motivator.
Oh, hell yeah. So how'd you feel about how they just ditched Ian?
What do you mean? In
the live action?
Well, I mean, he comes back.
He does come back, but I thought it was kind of hilarious how they're like, I don't...
But I mean, they kind of do the same thing. Not in this... I mean, they don't do it so intentionally, but the same thing does happen kind of in the anime, just much later.
Oh, yeah.
Where he just, fucks off and he's like, screw you guys, I'm gonna go live in the desert.
That scene got me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's a very effective scene.
It is. It worked really well. But yeah, I don't know. Kind of everything with that last scene in general is questionable decision making.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can just like.
I want to see like a full documentary about the making of that scene because I want to know who directed it, who thought it was a good idea, 3, who told them to do a shot like that.
Yeah, it's not good.
Ouch.
I think I kind of forgot exactly how bad it was.
You did.
Yeah, I'm looking through some stills of it, just in Google Images, and it's just like, wow, it really was that bad, wasn't it?
It really was, man. For those of you who do not know, there's a very controversial scene at the very end of this season. It's supposed to be the big downer moment where Spike is coming out of a bar, beaten up and bruised from the events of the finale, has nowhere else to turn to. He just kind of collapses on the street, ready to die, and he is met by one of the characters for this series, a character who did not show up until the very end. Well, actually, they were referenced a couple times. Radical Edward. Radical Ed, who is a child.
Yes.
And they did Ed dirty. I'll say that. Ed wasn't my favorite character in the original Bebop. To be honest, the original Ed was probably my least favorite character. And I'll tell you this. They definitely represented my feelings on Ed very well in this, with this constant screaming as Ed comes up to Spike as he's unconscious on the ground, screaming about how they need to go find the Butterfly Man and take his bounty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ian's there too.
The biggest thing that I'm saying here, apparently Netflix did some behind the scenes thing called Meet Radical Ed.
Oh, God.
And the biggest takeaway that I have from this is the fact that they're putting it as Radical Ed and not just Ed is just like perfectly emblematic of why it's a problem.
I will also say this. The shot of how they introduce Ed in the live action being a Dutch angle, and it's like we just fucking got done praising this series for doing Dutch angles right.
Yeah.
And then you start spitting in my fucking face with this shit.
Yeah.
Damn you, Bebop. Damn you. And it's this very uncanny valley where the shot is focused really on Ed's mouth more than anything, as the screaming child points their lungs directly at the camera. And there's this very uncanny valley futuristic goggle tech that Ed is wearing with like these bug eyes staring at you, and a very cheaply made, poorly made, badly styled red wig that is obnoxiously bright against the dark backgrounds that clashes immediately with everything that you're seeing. It's totally.
So I'm trying to like skim through this behind the scenes thing real quick.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe it's just like it's probably a part of the weird camera angle in the fisheye that they did, but they made the actor's nose look bigger for some reason, which is particularly weird because Ed has a very like almost non-existent nose.
You're right. I'd never considered the fact it was a fisheye lens.
Yeah, so it's like it just makes all the proportions look worse.
So when we were doing the Cowboy Bebop episode last week, I really almost took this headshot of Ed from the finale and put it on the Ed in our thumbnail.
I'm glad you didn't.
Well, I didn't want to spoil it for you, and 2, I have taste.
Yeah. Click-through rate, already low, drops to 0.
Yeah.
Man. It's just such a... the inclusion of that last scene at all is just super questionable.
It really... You kind of have to wonder how they got that, because it doesn't feel like the right...
Yeah. It doesn't add anything.
It really doesn't. It's a
and
teaser.
it ruins the chance for them to keep Ed's origin later.
Yeah, aren't they? Isn't Ed supposed to be from Earth?
Yeah.
So why the fuck is Ed on another planet? How did Ed get on another planet?
Because they're on Mars at that point still, presumably.
Yeah. Like the whole point about Ed is Ed's supposed to be from Earth, and Ed lives in like an apocalyptic wasteland, and that's why they're so messed up.
Yeah.
Man, I cannot get over Ed still. And like I think I see what you're talking about with the Meet Ed video.
Yeah.
And the kid just on their own, without like the fisheye lens in the Dutch angle, looks fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you this. Somebody did a side by side.
Oh god.
And like the actor just sitting there talking looks more like Ed than what they did after costume and makeup.
It's that fucking wig.
Yeah. It's a terrible wig.
That is the worst wig I've ever seen. Like, it's like a palm tree almost.
Yeah. It really is. And it's almost like no, maybe not.
How did they get Spike's hair so well in live action?
Yeah, right.
When Ed is literally just a red version of that. Oh, dear Lord. Well,
I don't know.
If we
I don't know.
If
I don't
we
have anything to add. I'm not even gonna go down this rabbit hole.
If we don't get a season 2, we know who to blame.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about Vicious being spoiled rich boy in this version of Bebop versus I'm just brooding edgelord in the original?
I will say everything about Vicious in the live action, excluding maybe their casting choice, I prefer to the anime.
Damn.
Because it's the same thing with Julia. It takes it from just a list of personality traits and actually turns it into a character.
I agree. Like, the Vicious in the anime I wish was a little more unhinged. Not anime, live action was a little more unhinged.
Yeah. Well,
he does unhinge. I wish
he
I
does
got
eventually.
more of it. Like the scene where he kills the elders.
Mm-hmm. I would have almost rather they had him be less unhinged to start more tempered on his own to contrast it but more. But I agree there needs to be more of a contrast there to show how far each way he can go, because I will say that in the anime Vicious's character didn't seem to be completely unhinged the entire time. It was like a switch that could get turned.
Yeah. A thing I did realize a little bit with watching both of these and a little bit on my rewatch of this live action again. Vicious.
I'm gonna abuse my mod powers here. I'm deleting that picture because I don't want to look at it for the next hour and a half.
Damn you.
It's so bad.
Our Discord
so
chat is
bad.
better. We need to show Conroy that picture.
Oh man. Yeah. I guess we'll see if he's seen it. If he's already seen it. I mean, I don't know. It's the kind of thing that it literally adds nothing. If you show someone that, they won't want to watch it because it's so bad.
You're right.
Especially if it's someone who's already seen the anime.
I'm very curious, and this is why I want my girlfriend to watch this show. How she would react to it without knowing the source material.
Yeah.
I'm very curious how New Eyes interpret this, because it was doing pretty well to make it into the top 10 of Netflix. But I'm not sure if that's from people hate watching it or not.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's even in still on the top on Rotten Tomatoes as well.
Really?
But I guess I don't know how they rank that. Yeah, most popular. It is the 4th most popular of the last week, apparently.
That's really weird.
But I don't know how they rank it.
Huh.
Like, assuming it's just based on number of watches, I could totally see it, because there's honestly not that much else right now.
No, I mean, fucking Red Notice is doing well.
Yeah.
and that's a no nonsense. I mean, that's a no entity of a movie. Um, but back to the point I was making before you rudely got rid of my radical ed pictures. Um,
Yes.
I felt like the original Bebop is more a slice of life almost, as opposed to this live action, which is more of a streamlined plot, a comedy drama type deal.
Mhm. Maybe. I could see that.
Also, uh, one point I will fucking take off for all the praise I give live action Bebop. No
Mm.
fucking Cowboy Andy.
Oh my god. Season 2. Season 2.
Yo, I will fucking take Cowboy Andy in season 2.
Oh god. I could leave Cowboy Andy in a ditch, no questions.
What are you talking about? He's just like the best
Oh
character.
my
He
god.
rode a horse through an
I
elevator.
yes. Exactly.
Oh, it's so bad it's good. I loved Cowboy Andy. What are you
I have
talking?
2 points. One, cultural appropriation.
Whoa,
You want to
whoa.
talk about rich, spoiled rich kids? He turns into a goddamn samurai at the like just before the credits.
It is literally just fucking Americans right there.
Yes.
They appropriated our culture, Kyril, and that's why I love him.
Oh, I meant the other way.
No, I'm just
Where
saying.
he's
Like,
just like, wait, no, I'm not a cowboy. I am a ninja.
okay, that's literally the most American thing possible, man.
He's just he is the in-canon weeb.
Yeah, he is, dude. He just fucking goes from like cowboy to fucking ninja. That's American right there. And he's got blonde hair, blue eyes, and
Oh god, he does.
he goes from
No,
appropriating.
the big problem that I have is that it just takes like okay, so looking at what they did in the live action and how they used that episode with the bomber as a sort of like it's like the tortilla chip for a salsa, you know? The bomber is just the tortilla chip that gives us the characterization of Jet and Spike's relationship.
Yes, I agree to
Whereas in the anime, we have Cowboy fucking Andy come in and like just fuck up everything, do nothing, and then go like, "Oh yeah, I guess I don't want to do this anymore." Later, and fuck off to be a ninja in the desert.
The whole point of Cowboy Andy was to show how much of a real cowboy Spike is, since he's the titular Cowboy Bebop. Don't you get it? By contrasting,
Yes, but so the problem that I have with that though is that they keep like simultaneously going back and forth between Spike is the best bounty hunter ever and nobody knows where Spike is in the syndicate and they can't find him, and also Spike is the best bounty hunter ever but they suck so much at their job that they haven't been able to eat food in 2 fucking days.
yo, that is a big problem, isn't it? I fucking hated
Like,
it. Like, be consistent.
in like something like Firefly, it works because you have like the whole criminals with the heart of gold thing. Like, oh, you know, we only take certain jobs, so we can't take everything that we can get because we're not gonna do the bad stuff. And yeah, that's why we're down on our luck sometimes. But if you're literally going into a building with a fistful of C4 and frags, blowing the fucking place up and shooting everybody else, I don't know if I buy that.
I really want to know where the fucking money goes in Cowboy Bebop, because like they do get some high target people, and they never explain where the fucking money goes.
It's just that inflation, man.
Yeah, it literally is. I mean, they kind
We
of
really don't get a good perspective for it. I guess we do. You know, like a watermelon, they say is about $1,000.
yeah.
So, eh.
How much watermelon do they buy? Do they fucking get the beef for the green peppers and beef, or did Cowboy Andy run off with that?
Yeah.
By the way, there is a Cowboy Andy cameo in the live action.
Is there?
He's
I
on the
didn't catch
bounty boards where he's like one of the bounties that like is for some decent money.
Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'd want him dead too.
I love Cowboy Andy. Don't kill him. You know, sorry, Samurai Andy. Got to go by his preferred name now.
Oh man.
Honestly, when they were on episode 2 of the live action, when they were hinting at doing the Teddy Bomber plot, and then Spike gets attacked by the Syndicate in the bathroom, I legitimately thought that was Cowboy Andy.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that was going to be Cowboy Andy because he was like an all white and he was just attacking Spike out of nowhere. I was really hoping he'd just put a cowboy hat on at any second. We'd get the fucking Cowboy Andy plot. But no. We got a pretty decent fight scene in a bathroom. Darn. Anything else you would like to exposit about the Bebop live action?
Um, Not so much. I did want to give a piece of appreciation because a lot of the discussion and the discourse about it has been very negative, to say the least. But I have appreciated some of the people who have recognized like that it's not 100% bad, even if they don't like it.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate them having that amount of insight to just like be like, yeah, this isn't for me, but I'm not gonna blatantly shit over it because there might be people who do like it.
It is very mixed.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I will give this for everything it's worth, it really knows how to bring out the YouTube video essayist out of every fucking Reddit comment section I've seen. Which is like my new least favorite thing about the internet is people fucking taking their video essayists that have like years of experience with film all of a sudden because they fucking watch YouTube videos and they try to use that exact same format for any critique when it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know who you are. Okay. What else do we have today? Now that we just went on another 30-minute rant about a fucking show half the internet hates.
Um, let's talk about. Oh, I'm trying to make a pun here. There's a new COVID variant. Yay! There's okay. So to
COVID
be clear,
free.
there's many COVID variants. That's where the names come from. Delta was the fourth genomically identified variant, but with any sort of virus, the thing to keep in mind is that it's always rapidly evolving, and the number of variants that are actually of any significance is going to be a fraction of the number of variants that they find, which is going to be a fraction even then of the number of variants that are actually out there. But because the virus evolves so rapidly, most of those evolutions don't amount to anything or aren't better than the strain that they're based on to the point that it actually matters.
Yeah.
So we're up to a new variant of note, the Omicron.
Neat.
I was trying to. I'm curious.
Omicron Perseus
How?
I-8.
Yes. How far do you have to go if you just type in Omicron to find lur?
I've seen it trending on Twitter.
Oh, most of it's news. You failed me, Google. But yeah, that's the joke. Is that it's Omicron, and if you know Futurama, you know lure of Omicron Persei 8.
Lur was like the best character. I don't know what you're fucking talking about. Everybody should know who Lur
He was really
is.
good.
Yeah.
He was a great character.
We should really get like a sitcom styled like spin-off show called The Lurs.
No, it should be lure plus a number, and then the number changes each week depending on how many of his weak children he's consumed.
Ooh, good. Good, good. And then like some weeks it goes back to normal because they had more.
Yes.
Yes. And then the season finale could be which one the stronger children will he consume.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's beautiful. We did it. We've
And
solved.
then we get the Juror spinoff.
Oh yes. Jur of Omicron Perseus I-8.
Yeah. But we do have a new variant of note, the Omicron variant, and it is spreading rapidly because that's what viruses do. Who would have guessed? It was. I've seen a lot of discourse about this on Twitter. I think most of it is somewhere between pointless and not worth the time it would be to actually engage with.
Yeah.
It was identified in South Africa. Whether or not it originated in South Africa doesn't fucking matter.
Fucking king.
So
Fucking
people on both
king.
sides of the, like, who gives a shit? Right?
I agree.
Like, I've seen, like, we're not going to rename the Spanish flu. It's just a fucking name, and it doesn't change the fact that we did identify it first in South Africa.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's not there just there anymore, so it doesn't really matter. It is pretty rapidly spreading across the European Union. I'm pretty sure I've seen, oh god, I have to remember now. The UK for sure, I was reading, has multiple cases that have been confirmed, which means it's basically there. I'm pretty sure I saw Austria with some number of cases.
Didn't Brazil get hit too?
Oh, who knows?
Yeah.
Brazil is Brazil. I mean, that sounds bad, but I mean, it's not wrong. It's kind of its own bubble of geopolitics.
Really, it is. It's like the Germany of the European Union.
Kind of, but not in a good way.
No. I'm just.
What
well,
if
actually,
Germany was all evangelical Christians?
I'm sorry. No, I should have said that Germany's more Argentina for obvious reasons.
Yes. Grandpa just happened to move there because of the job opportunities.
Just happened to. It was the end of the World War, and Argentinian economy was like just booming at the time.
Yeah. It was a smart strategic decision.
Yeah, dude. Argentinians did nothing wrong. It was the Germans who did all the bad things. If some people wanted to switch sides, hey, that's on them.
But one of the things that I've seen talked about a lot is vaccine distribution.
Yes.
I'm sure you've seen me argue with people about that because it's been dumb.
Honestly, no, I have not, but keep going on.
Okay. I'm glad you've been insulated from it. It's very dumb and reactionary.
Motherfucker, I've had COVID for like the last 11 days. I've been nothing but insulated.
The big thing is that what people are talking about coming out of the whole, oh, is it South Africa? Is it not South Africa? Is the vaccination rates there? Let me check it real quick.
Doesn't South Africa have a decent vaccination rate?
No.
No?
35% as of 4 days ago.
Rough.
Excuse me. Yeah, and the question is, of course, oh, why is it so low? And one of the common things that I've been seeing come up is availability of the vaccine.
Okay.
And that's not true. There's no physical limitations to people getting the vaccine there, as far as I know. Everything that I've seen from people who've been citing sources and linking resources has been confirming that they have the vaccine available to distribute in South Africa, but for whatever reason, there is the same hesitancy that we've been seeing happening there as well. The other thing that I've been seeing is the idea that places aren't making the vaccine when they could be because of the big greedy pharmacy companies holding on to, intellectual property rights, and they're not letting people do it. And that's also not true, because this is one of the things that I linked, and I've been linking it so many fucking times over the last 2 days, is the original article that Moderna published in October of 2020, where they said that they will not be enforcing their property rights for the duration of the pandemic because they recognize how detrimental that could be to getting out of the situation. It's not a concern of intellectual property. It's a concern of having the physical locations that you can use to make the vaccines.
Damn. Good on Moderna, though.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. And there's also plenty of... so, it is good on Moderna.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there's the logistic issue, because that's like the third part of it is like, oh, well, we've got these excesses in Europe and North America. Why don't they just ship those down to the places who need them? And it's because Moderna and Pfizer's vaccines particularly are required to be kept at extremely low temperatures. That was the big thing with the AstraZeneca vaccine, is that it didn't need that.
Well, also that's also why a lot of places went Johnson & Johnson.
Right. So they can't just say, "Oh, we've got 100 extra doses in the U.S. that no one wants. We'll put them in a box and send them over to South Africa." It doesn't work that way unless you can keep that box at 70 below zero, 70 C below zero,
Mm-hmm.
and that's difficult even for some hospital settings in rural areas to do, let alone on a cargo ship going across the world. You basically have to make a lot of these vaccines where they're going to be consumed, if you want to use, I think that's the right word for it, in like marketing. You make them where they're needed, not where they're not, and try to ship them, because the logistics of it are borderline impossible just because physics are still a thing.
Mm-hmm. What a nightmare. I mean,
So that's my vaccines rant for the day.
no, I mean, it's a very valid rant, good sir.
Yeah.
But have you ever thought, since the vaccine was man-made, I'm sorry, the virus was man-made, we can just make the cure anywhere? Not just these super elite scientist labs that somehow hoard all the money and the government connections, good sir?
No comment.
Yeah, that's right, because you're trying to,
I
you
will
know,
comment that people should go out and get their boosters, though, because even though it's not like 1-to-1 for the new variant, because it's a new variant, it's still better than nothing, and it will keep your immune system active in the same way that the original vaccines had some effectiveness at protection from the Delta, even if it wasn't near 100%. 60% is better than zero.
hmm. Now I'm going to r/conspiracy theories.
You mean r/anti-Semitism?
No. Oh, happy first day of Hanukkah, everybody.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Fucking Mr. Talking about anti-Semitism does not know when Hanukkah starts this year.
No, I'm not Jewish.
Heigl, Heigl.
Actually, I don't know. I of course know Jewish people. I'm trying to think if there's anybody I like interact with daily. It is, and to my knowledge, no. Which is kind of weird because I don't think I've ever worked in an environment like that before.
I am actually my heritage is Jewish, Eastern European Jewish. I found out, which no
Well, there you
big
go.
deal. Yeah.
You can be my token Jewish friend.
Oh boy, I get to be your Matt Shear. That's a terrible joke. Matt Shear is the best. Everybody go follow Matt Shear on Twitter. He's trying to start his sports career. Why is r/conspiracy so wordy? Ooh, how exactly does Epstein not prove pedogate/pizzagate were real? Man. I'm going to get off this website. I thought this would be good for a cheap laugh, but I legitimately cannot read these headlines. They're very poorly written. They have a pinned section that says why you should not use ivermectin. What? I'm too tired to read this.
Yeah.
Ivermectin.
It is very telling that they needed to pin that.
Yeah. Why you should never use ivermectin to treat or prevent COVID-19. And the first comment is self-medicating is a bad idea.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Did I ever tell you the stupid story about how I was self-medicating with COVID? Now,
No, I don't think so.
this is not real self-medicating, I will say. For all you at home, don't do fucking stupid shit self-medicating yourself. This is a hyperbolic case of it. But before I realized COVID was killing the cells in my sinuses, causing me to lose my taste, I thought it was just really bad congestion due to like the virus building up in my sinuses and needing to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So, I thought would be really good for unclogging my schnoz?
What's that?
Habanero sauce.
Yes.
Yes. And I figured since I couldn't taste it, I wouldn't have to worry about just directly eating eating it from a spoonful.
I see where this is going.
Yeah. So I thought, if I don't have to worry about the flavor and just the heat, I could probably survive that if I just keep milk on hand. So
Right.
I had a big tablespoon full of habanero sauce. I took directly into my fucking mouth to try to unclog my sinuses.
How did that go?
I'm grateful I have a fucking tongue still.
I'd imagine.
It was not my proudest moment, but man, did my sinuses clear up.
You know, some days you fuck around, some days you find out.
I was just performing science, Mr. Scientist. It was the scientific method. Oh, I will say this. I did get my taste back very briefly. Granted, it went away like an hour after that.
I got my taste back and all I could taste was pain.
Oh, dude, no, like, it made me realize you don't taste the pain. The
No,
pain
you
is
don't.
strictly on your...
It's just pain.
Yeah, it's strictly your cells gasping for life as they're smothered by devil sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And usually the taste is pretty worth it, but I will say I went through 3 glasses of milk before I could start saying I felt decent. Not my proudest moment. But COVID does very wacky things to your brain. It was also like the most Chad thing I've ever done in my life when I think about it.
Speaking of chats, let's talk about the Swedish Prime Minister who resigned after 7 hours on the job.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm mostly saying it that way because it's funny.
Yeah.
Because it is funny. But it's actually kind of interesting to see how other democratic governments differ so greatly from our own. Because the way that it works in Sweden, of course, it goes without saying.
Yeah. America. Fuck yeah.
In Sweden, though, the way that they elect their prime minister is through the various, because they have more than 2 political parties. Imagine, it's so confusing.
How do you count past 2 for political parties?
Because I don't know.
Okay, so they got the good guy party and they got the bad guy party. Who the fuck are the other guys?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Go on.
So what they do is that they have their various political groups form coalition governments, and if a coalition can form a majority of the, I guess it'd be like the equivalent of their Senate, that group is allowed to decide who the head of state is, as long as they remain a coalition. If they stop being a coalition, they no longer have that power, and elections amongst the representatives start again to elect a new prime minister.
Okay.
In this case, Sweden was electing their new prime minister through this process, a 2-party coalition between their Green Party, which is the party that this prime minister came from, and another party, came together and formed this coalition. They elected the prime minister, Magdalena Andersson.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got to like the first matter of order, which was like approving a budget or something like that. And the Green Party didn't like the budget that was presented, and as a result, dropped out of the coalition, and the whole thing kind of just unraveled after that, and it's back to square one.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
How fascinating to learn about another country's politics.
It's just like, wait a minute, you had something that like clearly wasn't working for the people who were trying to put it in place, and you just stopped? What?
Yeah.
You can't do that. You have to make bad decisions and then live with them.
No, you gotta, make the bad decision while pleasing your sponsors. I mean, donors. Did we ever talk about the Build Back Better Act?
Briefly.
Okay.
It happened.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, the Build Back Better hasn't happened yet. The BIF is the one that got passed.
What's
The
BIA?
infrastructure one.
Okay.
Yeah, the infrastructure one passed. The bipartisan infrastructure package, whatever. The Build Back Better, which has like the actual important stuff, is I'm pretty sure got past the House and went to the Senate. Last I
Cool.
heard, and they should vote on it after like Thanksgiving break. I think.
Do,
Check.
do we know what's in that bill yet, or have they not released the information?
Oh yeah, no, it's all out there.
Okay, cool.
I'm curious, what's the status? That's not how you spell status. Of the BBB. No, not the Better Business Bureau.
uh,
Yeah, waiting for the Senate to return.
okay, cool.
But it's pretty big. Let me see. What this is a CBS. Yeah, I'll fix leaving my ad block turned on next time, CBS. Thanks. Climate change is a big one. $555 billion over the next 10 years for fighting climate change, childcare and universal pre-K education, Medicare expansion, extending the child tax credit, which is pretty massive.
Damn, I need to start
Offer.
pumping out children while that's still out.
White House says will provide more than 35 million households up to $3,600 in tax cuts per child.
Nice.
Also includes 4 weeks of paid family and medical leave. This one, I'm trying to figure out what this one is. I'm pretty sure this is for, yeah, Manchin needs to go fuck off. Manchin supports paid leave in principle, but says this is the wrong way to legislate it. Fuck off.
I
Support
love
it
that.
or don't.
That is my favorite political phrase, by the way. While I do support this thing that we're trying to not have go through, I just think I should write it instead. It's always like the most hypocritical thing.
There's also a portion of it that is attempting to be included regarding immigration, which would increase the price tag by $100 billion in order to reform the immigration system. This is my second most favorite part of when they ever talk about the Senate. The Senate parliamentarian.
Okay.
Oh my God. Can this, whoever the fuck this person is, needs to just leave.
Why, good sir?
Because they're a non-elected position that is apparently holding up what can and can't go through the Senate.
That's really fucked.
It's really fucked. Previous attempts to tuck immigration reform into the package were knocked down by the Senate parliamentarian tasked with ensuring that legislation's provisions comply with the rules governing the reconciliation process. Fuck that.
Wow.
We're so bipartisanly split that the only way to do anything of note in our government is through the reconciliation process, and we can't even do that.
No, we can do that if we just happen to have the same sponsors on our politicians.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm still not over that.
And the last inclusion is housing and healthcare provisions. Things that were cut from the bill. 2 free years of community college, cutting prescription. Oh, those were cut? That's dumb.
What?
Yeah, go figure.
So, community college and cutting prescription cost?
Yep, those were removed from the bill.
Man.
Instead, the measure increases the maximum Pell Grant for more than 5 million students by $550.
Don't spend it all on a textbook, kids.
Yeah, don't do it all at once. Expands access for dreamers, and that's literally it. And then they apparently removed the cutting prescription drug prices thing, which was like one of the most important parts because what people actually see month to month.
That's really messed up, man.
Yeah.
It was so close and then assassinated. I want to know who took that off.
White House believes the taxes in the Build Back Better Act will raise more than $1.99 trillion to cover the $1.75 trillion Build Back Better agenda over 10 years without raising taxes on small businesses or those making less than $400,000 a year.
That's nice, but what about the prescription drugs?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that I'm not going to get over that. Although, ironically, you could say that that just profits the insurance industry because it just keeps them in a position where they are necessary for the public consumer.
Administration wants $80 billion for the IRS to hire more specialized agents to root out tax evasion and modernize the agency's technology. White House proposes this will help bring in an additional $400 billion over the next 10 years. I believe that.
If we funded the IRS like our military, do you realize how much money
Mm-hmm.
we'd be sitting in?
We would very quickly realize how fucked up our tax code is.
I think we already know that, dude. It's just a matter of some people don't want it to be fixed. Anything else?
Well, that's pretty much it for the Build Back Better. That's where it is currently right now.
Mm. So, what do you think is going to be taken off next?
I bet it just won't even pass
Yeah.
because the filibuster is still a thing. So
But Kyril, if we got rid of the filibuster, do you know how much things we'd actually get done?
I don't have that.
No. You know, for a position where they like paid on salary, you think they would actually try to get more done that rather than just hanging out in a room all day with like little air conditioning, just listening to one guy speak all the time. Because I'm not gonna lie, as a guy who gets paid by the hour, that sounds like something I'd want.
We do have more to talk about.
Oh God.
We have a verdict in the Ahmed Aubry murder.
Oh yeah. Go on. That's the trial I actually want to talk about.
Yeah. Let me look up some like non-opinion pieces that talks about it because it's been a few days now, so there's a lot of opinion pieces that are coming out dissecting the decision.
What's there to dissect? It was a really fucked up case.
Oh yeah, well, like one of them, this is a political opinion piece about why Arbery's killers were found guilty while Trayvon Martin's shooter went free.
Oh, go on.
Um, One thing that's really important to keep in mind with this is that I believe it was 74 days after this murder happened, the prosecutor for this county still hadn't filed charges.
What?
Yeah. And it took until that point for people to make like the public to make it well known enough that charges were actually filed. And it wasn't until after that that the infamous video that their lawyer released for whatever reason was, released to the public.
Wow.
So like if nothing had happened, these men would not have even have been charged, let alone convicted.
Taking a big breath after that one.
Yeah.
That's really messed up.
Mm-hmm.
This whole
So
okay,
go ahead.
yeah, I know we're all still feeling the sting of the Rittenhouse case, but I'm going to be honest. This is the case that I've been following a little bit more because of how fucked up it is.
Yeah. This case could not go any other way than this, or it would be bad, to put it very mildly.
It would be
It would be
BLM
so bad.
BLM riots part 2.
Yeah,
Jogging
and
boogaloo.
rightfully, absolutely rightfully,
Yeah.
because this was blatant. There's no question of self-defense here. And that seems to be what the Rittenhouse trial hinged on, was under Wisconsin law, what is self-defense?
Have you seen Legal Eagle's video on the Rittenhouse case?
I did, and I was very frustrated by it because I believe he brushed over way too quickly some very important points.
True. I think it was just more of an analysis of what's going on for the layperson, but that was just me.
Oh, I agree, but it was the amount of time that he gave to some points versus others.
True. The court of law is very complex, ladies and gentlemen, And depending on
It
your
is.
perception and field of focus, you could have a totally different perspective on a very
Mhm.
conscientious trial than most people.
I will say, Legal Eagles piece did help me to understand why some of the things that I had seen on social media did happen,
Mm-hmm.
but it very much didn't for some of the others.
Yeah.
And it makes me continue to question the um
The verdict?
trying to think of the word now. No, not the verdict. The intent of the judge
Yeah.
that was involved and where it will go from here.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it can't just end there, you know? It's if it is true that someone can do what Rittenhouse did and kill two people and injure another and then walk away with no repercussions, I don't see how we have a fair justice system at that point.
Good
Or an
sir.
effective justice system at that point.
Good
We
sir.
clearly don't.
I think it depends on who you get, in my opinion. That's like the best part about the U.S. legal system. It's broken in some parts, and then depending on who you get, it can get fixed in other parts.
I don't know.
I think it's very privy to bias.
I would hope so, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm not happy either way, but
Like the most disconcerting, like this is probably going to be different for person, but for me the most disconcerting portion of it was a judge making decisions on what is and is not admissible evidence based on things he clearly does not understand.
yeah,
In this case being technology.
yeah,
Dude's clearly completely technologically illiterate, or at least illiterate to the point where he cannot effectively pass judgment as to whether or not something should be allowed, and he is, and that's a problem.
fair enough.
And it's a problem that not just the U.S. courts, but the Senate and the House have been dealing with for a long time too. Was brought to light quite a lot during the San Bernardino case where they had the guy's phone, but it was password locked, and Apple was just like, "No, we can't do this." And all of the Justice Department and the White House and the Congress was just like, no, we believe you guys can do it. You're very, very talented. If we are confident that, and Apple's just like, no, you don't understand. We know we can. We're not going to because of the consequences of it. No. You're very smart. And it's just like they couldn't understand it.
It's literally like that for all customer service positions, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like a
holy
big boomer
shit.
moment. Oh, yeah.
Very. That's probably the only one and only time I will have ever felt sorry for Tim Cook is having to deal with that bullshit questioning from the government of just like, no, you we know you understand. We know you have very smart people. Stop this. It's not gonna work.
Do you want a private island? We can give you one of those private islands, Apple. We just,
No, I've already got one.
yeah.
I already got two. I don't need another.
Apple Land. Do you want Apple Land?
Apple Land.
We do have some refugees in some cages down at the border if you like some. I'm sorry, was that too real? What? What? Come on. Too dark? Come on. Legitimately, I know that was a really edgy joke.
We have movies to talk about.
Segue!
Segue.
Government corruption, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, what's coming out?
Nothing that I care about.
Same.
Encanto, doing well. It's Disney.
Disney.
Who could have seen this coming?
A Lin-Manuel Disney production.
Is this the first Disney movie to have capybaras?
I want to say yes.
I'm looking it up. I believe it is.
Yes.
And if so, this is a triumph of animation.
Why?
Because capybaras are the most animal of all time.
You know, honestly, it is my Netflix profile picture as a capybara.
Is it?
Yes.
Do you know that meme I'm talking about though?
No, I do not, but go on.
There's a meme that's something like capybaras are one of the animals of all time.
I mean, it is very much an animal.
Yeah. But it's just like the most medium. Oh, this is actually kind of cool. I'm just gonna send you this. This is a cool picture. It's completely unrelated,
Oh,
but it's capybaras and there's turtles, and it's just like hell yeah, I vibe with that.
it's like 2 years from.
Capybaras are bros.
They really are, man.
Yeah.
They have like this constant shit eye like on their face.
Hmm.
Would you have a pet capybara?
Probably not.
Really?
They get kind of largish, you know.
They are a little on the big side.
I feel like it'd be like having a pet goat, right? Like raise some outside, sure. Have them as a pet, I think they just eat everything.
What do capybaras eat?
Uh, Anything, probably.
Capybaras are herbivores, grazing
They
mainly on
just
grasses and aquatic plants as well as fruit and tree bark. They
Yeah.
eat
They seem kind of opportunistic to me though, you know, like if they came up upon like a wool blanket, I feel like they'd eat it if they were hungry.
maybe. Depends on the temperament of the capybara.
Yeah.
Here's a capybara eating a watermelon.
Yes, it is.
He just goes to town, big chunker.
It feels like capybaras to me feel like someone like starting to draw an animal, you know? And they have like the shapes and then they just stop there. It's just like, yeah, round body, squarish head, we're done. That's it. That's the animal.
I do have to ask, how do we get to this point in evolution?
Yeah.
He's just like stopped. He didn't get any specializations. He just stopped.
Yep. He's just there. He's just vibing.
He's just. I don't know what
Uh,
else to say.
Kind of related to the capybaras is this movie. The Madrigals are an extraordinary family who live hidden in the mountains of Colombia in a charmed place called Encanto. Magic of the Encanto has blessed every child in the family with a unique gift. Every child except Mirabelle. Oh, I bet we're never going to find out what her special gift is. However, she soon may be the Magical's last hope when she discovers that the magic surrounding the Encanto is now in danger. Yes.
Yes, I found the Disney capybara, and I like it.
Yes. Yeah, right? Have you seen the small ones?
No, there's small ones. There are small
Yeah.
ones. I found them.
It's like a family,
I love how smug capybaras look.
right?
Their smug energy pleases me.
Pretty good.
Yeah, they just look annoyed, like they know they're better
Mhm.
than this.
I don't want to be here, but I'm here anyways.
God blessed me with no specializations, but I'm here. I could go extinct. Are they like where are they in the conservation list?
I think they're pretty healthy.
I hope they're very healthy.
Capybara.
Least concerned, baby. They're not even threatened.
Cool. Good
Apparently,
to know.
baby capybaras are referred to as pups.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yep.
That's kind of a catch-all for a lot of species.
Really, it is.
Also coming out this week, unless you have more capybara to discuss.
Unfortunately, I do not. I mean,
Mm,
let's face it. The
tragic.
best thing and the worst thing about capybaras are that they're pretty like vanilla for
Mhm.
animals.
Yeah. One note.
Yeah.
We have House of Gucci,
Go on.
which I don't know, it looks fine. Have you seen any of the trailers for it?
No.
Yeah, I saw where did I see it? I think in the theater I saw a trailer for it. Yeah, it looks fine. It doesn't look like I don't know. So House of Gucci, oh I hate this already.
Why?
Couch of Gucci is inspired by the shocking true story of the family behind the Italian fashion empire.
Oh God.
I hate that. Of note, this has Lady Gaga portraying the lead in it, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
Also features Adam Driver, Jared Leto, Jeremy Irons, Al Pacino, Salma Hayek, and Ridley Scott directs.
That's actually a pretty good cast.
Mm-hmm. Patrizia Reggiani, an outsider from humble beginnings, marries into the Gucci family. Her unbridled ambition begins to unravel the family legacy and triggers a reckless spiral of betrayal, decadence, revenge, and ultimately murder.
Nice.
And from what I've seen in the trailers, it just looks fine. Like, it's not bad from what I've seen. It just doesn't interest me personally.
Hmm. To be fair, I don't think I'm going to see that many more movies for the rest of the year at this rate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like, let me look at the list, because there's probably, I think there's two.
I mean, there's No Way Home, and I did
Yeah.
promise my girlfriend we go see that West Side remake.
Mm. It does look pretty good, to be fair. It looks like a good adaptation from stage to film.
Perhaps. We'll have to see.
Maintenance and product. Did Rotten Tomatoes actually just go down?
Good.
I think it actually just went down.
We live in a society, Batman.
We do. Is Matrix coming out this year? I guess it is. December 22nd. Oh god, does it have to fight with Spider-Man? Oh no, they're a week apart. Okay.
What is coming out the same week as No Way Home? Because I'm very scared for like all the movies that are releasing next to that.
Let's check Fandango. That might be helpful. Oh, see, this is the problem with this, is that there has to be like a happy medium between showing just the popular stuff versus what Fandango is doing here, which is showing literally everything.
um, so there are no
Okay,
big
this is
movies
wait.
going to fight No Way Home.
Did this just like actually spoil No Way Home?
What do you mean?
Uh, I'll tell you later because I think it might have just spoiled No Way Home, but I don't know if it's real or not.
Can you show me like a screenshot or something like that?
I have no idea what this is or if
Okay.
this is even Marvel,
Okay.
but I'll send you the screenshot.
What the
I've never heard of this.
what the fuck is this?
I don't know. But it's an hour and 40 minutes allegedly, so I feel like it's probably something different. But I have no fucking clue what it is.
Okay. You go on with the show. I'm gonna put my journalism sleuthing skills to test.
Yeah, like what the hell?
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna call bullshit on it first, but
I am pretty sure it is.
yeah,
Pretty sure.
because all I do is hang out on the fucking MCU spoilers wiki. I not Reddit,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll tell you
Right.
this: I would have seen that first.
Right. It's just weird. So quickly though, the only other thing that I'm finding that is coming out the same week as No Way Home is the Kingsman prequel.
Oh yeah, the Russian one.
No, it's like World War One.
Oh, never mind then. I thought
It's like, have you seen Kingsman?
yes.
So it takes the Ray Fiennes, I think it's Ray Fiennes, head of the organization character, and shows like where the organization started, and I'm pretty sure it's like World War One,
Okay.
and it looks like a totally fine movie,
Hmm.
like all the other Kingsman films have been.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So with this Spider-Man spoiler thing you were talking about, right?
Yes.
Just doing a couple of surface level Google searches, I can tell you it's probably bullshit because
Okay.
I looked up the name of that supposed director on this movie listing,
Mm-hmm.
not even showing up as anybody that is in the film industry. Sounds like it's more or less some fan project.
Does appear to be that. I found a trailer for Spider-Man Tangled Hero from July of this year,
Oh boy.
but I have no idea. Again, I don't want to watch it because it's like 3 minutes.
Spider-Man might be a little too popular, ladies and gentlemen.
The next video is the Spider-Man movie rights untangled in less than 7 minutes.
Oh no.
Everything else that I'm finding though is just like the movie collating websites that have the exact same thing with the exact same poster that shows nothing, the exact same title, and the exact same description.
I wouldn't be surprised if some bot put that up there.
Yeah, I'm sure they scrape it.
Yeah.
Would make sense.
So yeah. What's next?
What is next? How about some Resident Evil?
What about it?
Did you hear that we got a new movie?
No, I thought they were done with the movies.
Apparently not. They're
Damn.
rebooting it. We got Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City.
Thank you. I hate it.
And it is bad. I the first I heard of this was about a week ago when Angry Joe put out their review of it. And I watched it mostly because it's just like, wait a minute, they made another Resident Evil movie.
Why?
This one seems to be a bit more grounded and takes it back to the events of like the first and second game. But at the same time, it's apparently still really bad.
Like, why do we need to have these Resident Evil movies?
Because it's free money.
It kind of is. I don't know. I never got into Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite anything in horror?
Yes.
What?
John Carpenter's The Thing.
Okay. Good choice. Good choice.
And that's it.
Yeah. Horror is so hit and miss with me.
Yep. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes is like totally down right now. That sucks. Rip my tabs.
Run. I want to see if I can get on it. Apparently, Sony and AMC are going to be doing a Spider-Man No Way Home NFTs.
I'm not surprised. You know, the only good thing that can come out of this, I hope, is that it like kind of kills the meme, right?
The more corporate it gets, the more I hope the meme dies.
I feel like it has to.
Yeah.
A couple of companies will cash in on it, and then people, especially with it being regulated now, or starting to be regulated, people will hopefully realize, oh yeah, this kind of sucks.
Yeah. It always sucks.
It kind of sucks.
Where's the Beatles NFTs, Disney, with that Beatles documentary that just came out?
Yeah, don't tempt them.
I need a Ringo NFT. Oh my god. So apparently there's like a Ringo Starr Reddit.
Yep.
Do you know what it's called?
No.
r/Ingo Starr.
All right, that's pretty good.
That is like,
I'll give him credit. That's creative.
that is the best. I'm going on it right now because I've never been on it.
Ringo Starr.
It looks pretty memey, so
Ringo is good. Have you seen some of his art? 0 people online. That sounds about right.
yeah. The greatest musician known to mankind. I mean, here's the thing about Ringo Starr, ladies and gentlemen. You embrace the meme. He's also like the only surviving Beatle that looks amazing.
Yeah, he's aged very well.
He has. Like, isn't he like 89?
Let me check. Probably. 81.
81.
He does not look 81. That is remarkable.
This man still has a full head of hair that's natural based off like how short he cuts it.
Yeah, like look at
What?
You can see how gray McCartney's sideburns are.
I really don't care. Paul at least looks like an old man who's lived a full life. Ringo looks like he's your cool fucking uncle who just got married for the 3rd time.
I don't know. It's just like you can see how he's clearly coloring his hair. I just found that amusing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, color your sideburns, dude. Or just shave it off. Like, come on.
I wouldn't mind a gray McCartney.
I mean, he's clearly still got a full head of hair, you know?
Yeah. But that's just because God respects the Beatles.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, he had to smite John Lennon because of the larger than Jesus comment, but that's beside the point. Have you ever seen the Beatles Hanna-Barbera cartoon?
No.
It is surprisingly not that bad, but man,
Okay.
do they do Ringo dirty in that cartoon?
Do they?
Yes. Like, oh my god, he's just a fucking dumbass who shouldn't even be alive. Like, let me pull up this image for you. Poor Ringo. For whatever reason, when I was like 17, I watched a whole season of this show.
Jeez.
Yeah. All the other Beatles, handsome renditions, and then you have fucking Ringo in his like little hobbit form, following them around.
I'd like to imagine he always is like looking dead straight at the camera. Too.
It's like weird.
It's like that's his one emotion.
Yes. Oh my god. Someone fucking took the Beatles cartoon Ringo, gave him a JoJo stan. That's the Yellow Submarine music video Ringo. Too far. Oh, someone did the Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band cover,
Mm-hmm.
but everybody's Ringo, which I can get behind. Do we have anything else? Or shall we just gaze into the abyss that is Ringo?
I think we got some more.
Good, because I'm starting to run out of funny Ringo memes.
Reading a report here on the Omicron variant that says that the symptoms are mild so far.
Nice.
So that's a good sign at least. More time needed for confirmation, but you know, take what we can get, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think I'd rather have a mild case of COVID than a terrible case.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
The more I stare at animated Ringo, the more I realize he is exactly me inside.
It's different for sure. Yeah, straight at the camera.
Straight at the camera!
Oh man, poor Ringo.
I, uh, Dude, you get to be in the Beatles and get like all that money and all that recognition and not even have to do much of the work. No, Ringo played the system. This man lives as few dare to dream.
Here's something.
What's up?
What are your thoughts on Scott the Woz Monopoly?
I don't like Monopoly.
Really?
Yeah, legitimately. I think Monopoly is a hacky game made for like torturing children.
I guess it's the kind of thing that for me, I find it fun with the right group. But I mean, that's true of like anything. You
Yeah.
know, if
Okay,
you're just fucking around enough and you're drinking, who cares?
so here's a small little thing about me. I don't think I've told you. We are friends, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I have spent a lot of time reading online, like advanced Monopoly strats. So, in the case that I'm ever put into a game of Monopoly, I've trained myself to be so fucking good at the game that I'm going to try to end it as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how much I do not like Monopoly. I accidentally became an expert in it. So, here's some Monopoly.
Reminds me of the meme of like the person who, what was it? It was something with like playing Mario Kart with your new girlfriend or something. It's like, oh yeah, I haven't played in like 7 or 8 years though, when they were a pro champ in the Japan circuits.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, I hate Monopoly, never play it. Pulls out the pro strat books.
Here's a pro strat book, right? The average roll in Monopoly is more likely to be 7, because on die, there's a lot of ways to get a 7. So,
Yeah.
What you got to do is plot your opponents based around 7, because there's more than likely a chance that they're going to land on the 7th spaces all around the board.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the railroads are just fucking red herrings. Don't bother with them.
Yeah.
The orange spaces, the light blue spaces, those work. Go for those. Make sure you always start building hotels immediately. And remember, just because a property might cost more doesn't mean it's worth as much as having a whole bunch of hotels on the same colored property and making a dense space where other players are more likely to land, instead of having like the most amount of property viable. Boardwalk and Park Place ain't shit compared to St. Charles Place. Yes, I will be doing autographs after the show for everybody that wants a real pros autograph. That MLG Monopoly. Do you have a favorite board game, Cairo?
Not really.
Not really.
Not so much.
I played a lot of good board games.
I used to like playing Life just because it was a nice sort of happy medium between casual while still feeling competitive.
You know, it's a really good board game.
Hmm.
Ever heard of Betrayal of House on Haunted Hill?
I don't think so.
Okay, it's pretty fucking cool. So the point of the game is that you build the board as you're playing, and depending on how you randomly build this board, players will get sectioned off into teams.
Right.
Where one person is doing the inevitable betrayal, and it's usually around horror themed stuff. So, for example, one player might spawn zombie tokens, and the whole point of the game now will be for the other players to get out of the mansion while the zombie tokens are spawned, and the other player can control them. And there's just a lot you can do in that game, and it's got like all these different scenarios in a book. It's absolutely like a game you can play a million times. You'll get a different million combinations of the gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to lesser games like Monopoly. Oh, I didn't answer your question, by the way. Every time I see like a Monopoly version of anything, I consider it jumping the shark. So
Yeah.
even though I think it's impressive that Scott the Woz has gone so far as to be able to license his own version of Monopoly, not really proud of that.
Yep. One thing that I saw pointed out on one of the subreddit posts was talking about how it's very likely that it'll be a big collector piece in a couple of years from now for the Monopoly collector people, just because it's niche and kind of limited run, and the kind of people who are going to get it are the kind of people who are probably going to like open it and look at it right away.
Oh, yeah. One thing I will definitely think about when it comes to this is it's just kind of impressive to see Monopoly license out to a YouTuber.
It kind of is. It's a weird middle ground because YouTube is I would have assumed at least that YouTube in general would be a bit too edgy for most of Hasbro.
Yeah. That being said, though, I don't think Scott is that edgy of a YouTuber.
No, I don't think so either.
No, I mean he's very PG-13. Now, if Filthy Frank got his own Monopoly,
And we're talking.
dude, imagine that. I would play some Filthy Frank Monopoly.
Oh yeah.
I'm very
That'd be
scared
great.
to see what Scott's Monopoly is going to be like.
We have most of it revealed.
Do we?
Yeah, he put out a video. It's mostly kind of boring, honestly.
Oh,
It's like regular normal Monopoly just with a theme on it.
of course.
So the money, instead of being like dollars, is something, I don't remember what it was, but they have like all the different guys' faces on the different bills.
Like all the different actors.
Yep.
At least they're not talking. I'm sorry, Scott the Woz dialogue when like all those people are talking just grates on me after a while. Still a very good channel. Cannot recommend Scott enough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
He's the golden boy of the internet for a reason.
And it's cool that, he's not doing it to cash out. It's part of his charity thing.
Yeah, I will give Scott this. When he does the merchandise, at least it's for charity.
Yep.
It's better than some channels.
Wow.
What?
He blew through his old goal for the year. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
I didn't even notice. Been updating kind of infrequently.
Hmm.
That's really cool.
I do appreciate that the character Geriatrics is the most $100 bill.
Yep.
Although the $500 bill, I'm very contentious to know who that is.
It's the sheriff.
Is it?
Stillwell, yeah.
Never mind.
There's some other pictures that show each of them individually. That's just the group shot.
Fair enough.
But yeah, they are already at 350,000.
Damn.
Out of 250 for the goal. They put the new goal at 400, and they're probably gonna hit it because it goes for it's only been a week, I think.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's really good. I also like that it's there's some fun shirt designs. They do a good job with them. They do a good job with the designs in general for it.
We need to have our own shirts. We need to do Two Schmoes merch.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just need people to pay for it first.
That is the problem. It's one of those kind of things that I'd be kind of picky about.
Oh yeah.
With what's good enough, because there's a lot of really bad stuff out there.
Okay. So I'm thinking at least a shirt, and that shirt design has got to be 10 out of 10 before I even think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really
the shirt material is more what I mean.
Yeah, good point.
And the print quality, because I've bought some shirts from content creators that are really good. I bought some that are really bad.
Yeah, dude.
But it's good to support the creator, but if you're a guy with a couple tens of thousands of YouTube subscribers that can't really afford the overhead for good shirts, and you're selling them for $20 just to make some extra money, happy to support you, but yeah, it's not good quality.
No. I will agree to that. I've had a lot of bad run-ins with a lot of band shirts that are just poor quality.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's always the boomer bands, which is why I don't listen to many boomer bands anymore. I had a bad Pink Floyd shirt that was just in my closet for a while. I got rid of it recently, but it was every day I wore that was a defeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That being said, Infamous Orion merchandise, never. Actually, for my dad, did I ever tell you about his midlife crisis weed farm?
No.
My dad has a midlife crisis weed farm. And he actually is making it into a small little business for weed. And I did all the design for his logo and whatnot. And one of the things that was surprising him for his Christmas present was going to be a shirt for his midlife crisis weed farm, so he could wear it when he's out dealing. If that makes sense. Did I lose you?
Nope, I'm still there.
Oh, never mind then.
I think that's about all I have, though.
I think that's about all I have as well. Because now I'm just looking at Betrayal at House on the Hill. Sorry, everybody. Never can remember this.
We are waiting to hear news on the Queen, because she is... what was it they said? Entering into a new phase, which either means she is starting to show her age, or this is going to be the stage where she gets wings and a long-range weapon.
I was thinking about Mother Brain from Metroid.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We just need another phase for the boss fight.
Yeah.
I mean, as an American, British royalty is basically our boss fight at all the times.
Basically.
Yeah. Did they say when she was going to come out?
No, it was a very nebulous, just be ready. She's 90 years old. How old is she? She's old.
What's her name? 'Cause
95. Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, never mind.
Her first name is Queen. The last name is Elizabeth.
I figured as much.
Elizabeth Alexandra Mary Windsor. Yeah, 95. You gotta expect certain things when people get to a certain age.
It.
And to
I
be
can't.
honest, there's a lot of members of the public that probably aren't ready for that.
I was actually about to say I'm surprised Betty White is older than the Queen of England.
Is she really?
I think she is. I'm like almost certain.
99? Oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
She turns 100 next in January 17.
We are oh, less
An
than.
icon.
Yeah. We've got to keep her safe.
Absolutely.
I will also say this. On my heart of hearts, I know Betty White can kick the Queen of England's ass.
Oh yeah. I will say it is hilarious and I love it that on her Google page it gives like the little blurb about her age when she was born and where. But for education it just has Beverly Hills High School and that's it.
Classy.
It is just like pure.
Yeah. And I'm going to say it. Betty White looks pretty good for her age.
Oh yeah, she does.
Yeah. What if?
Like she just looks good, full stop.
Yeah.
Like she takes care of herself, clearly.
Well, she's 99.
Yeah.
There's no way she got that old without taking care of herself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost certain a human being can't live past 60 without taking care of themselves.
Yeah, to a point.
Yeah. Betty White was the 4th mayor of Hollywood. Honorary
Really?
title. Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, gotcha. Honorary kind of thing. Not like a Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of deal.
No. But it'd be pretty cool. I could see her being the mayor of Hollywood. Who else is getting up there? What about Bob Barker? Bob Barker is 97.
Yeah.
These people are about to croak soon, and it's kind of distressing. Let's see who else. Pat Sajak, 75.
10 oldest living actors in the world.
Please.
June Lockhart, 95.
Nice.
Almost 96. No, 96 now, yeah. Article's a bit out of date. Notable works, Lassie, Lost in Space, and The Petticoat Junction. Eva Marie Saint, 96 also, On the Waterfront, North by Northwest, Superman Returns, and Winter's Tale. Let's see. People I know in here actually skim through. Betty White is number 2.
Oh, snap.
Number 1. Number 1 is Norman Lloyd. He's 106.
Holy shit. What's he done?
Dead Poets Society.
Oh.
He's still kicking. No, he passed away this year.
Whoa. I just found out Regis Philbin died.
Oh, yeah.
I never knew that. I thought he was still alive.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm very upset now. What killed Regis? Regis. Wait, Regis Philbin was in the military?
A lot of people were, to be fair, that time.
Fair enough.
I thought coronary artery disease, heart attack.
Yep. At least it wasn't COVID.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm upset.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Regis Philbin did a song, a cover of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer with Donald Trump.
Really?
Yes. The Regis Philbin.
Oh, I gotta find this.
Yeah.
2005. It's on YouTube.
I get the feeling Trump plays Santa Claus in that song.
It's on The Late Show with David Letterman.
Oh, God. I found the all music for it. I think I found Donald Trump's All Music page.
It's so. So Regis is actually pretty good, and then Trump comes in and it's just shit.
Wait, okay, where is?
Oh my god, that's it?
Is it
No.
What?
I'll send you the link.
Okay.
That is amazing. So it's just like Regis and Letterman's band singing Rudolph, and then Trump comes in literally for 2 lines about 2 minutes in, and just walks back off.
Wait, what were his 2 lines?
I can find a timestamp at 150.
Nice. So Trump's All Music page is kind of funny. So I've got it sectioned by highlights. The first song is, of course, his notorious rendition of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer with Regis Philbin, right?
Yep, yep.
Next is a song called We Are Going to Fix, followed by Please Raise Your Right Hand.
Sure.
I Just Got a Call from Chief Justice Roberts. Then You're a Grand Old Flag. Then God Bless America. Followed by El Captain. What?
What a storied history.
I know. It seems like he just did a whole bunch of covers of American standards.
Probably.
Which I kind of want to hear these, because I want to know if he spoken word these or if he actually tried singing.
I'm of the opinion that I don't believe he's capable of that.
What, singing?
Yes.
I get the feeling he'd be very flat.
Like, prove me wrong, internet, I guess, but I mean, I guess if he's that flat, I wouldn't really consider it singing, you know?
Oh, he has an album called Keep America Great.
Of course he does.
Okay, come on,
I gotta
All
keep
Music.
the drift going. Oh, this is actually a pretty good idea. Somebody on the Scott the Woz subreddit suggested Scott the Woz Clue.
Yo, that sounds good. Like, that was like the
That
whole...
would have been really good.
Yeah.
I hope somebody at Hasbro's just like, fuck, why didn't we think of that?
Okay. So, for the Keep America Great album,
Mm-hmm.
it's literally Donald Trump singing all these American standards. You want to know what song it starts off with?
What's that?
Hail to the Chief.
Of course it is.
Yeah, of course. Followed by Yankee Doodle further down the line.
Why not?
There's 20 songs. When Johnny Comes Marching Home. Oh my god. Okay, they have actual like sound bites of his inauguration address in 2017 for this album.
Yeah, it's just the kind of thing that's like it's just not even surprising.
No, but I kind of want to hear this because I want to know who has these. In fact, there are two reviews on here. Oh, and they're not actual reviews. They're just people that filled out the stars and nothing else. Have you seen the album art for this miraculous album?
No, I haven't.
I'm going to try bringing it over. It's amazing. It's my new favorite art. Okay, they're not letting me take this. I can't even do the good old NFT steal. So, that's why God made Snipping Tool. You ready for this?
No, but go for it.
Thank you. It just looks like some clip art, I'm not gonna lie.
Wouldn't be surprised if it was. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
I hope that they released it for a CD.
See, when I
There's
looked,
no way you can make that without it like cutting off half of his face.
I'm not sure. And with that, I think I'm finally out of material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a suitable enough low note to end on.
Womp womp womp.
Womp womp.
It kind of makes me wonder if this was like okay, so this was a picture disc. So that's a vinyl that you're looking at.
Oh, ew.
Yeah.
I guess it's fitting to be published on no longer, I don't know, not super relevant format.
Okay. Oh, apparently there was a Barack Obama version of this as well called Yes We Can.
Now I have to look that up.
It's also eerily similar to. Are these endorsed by the White House or?
They must be.
Yeah. Did the CIA do this? Did Billboard do this? I'm confused. Either way, hi Neef Miss Orion and I'm a schmo.
I'm Cairo. I'm also a schmo.
And I want to know what the fuck is going on with these albums. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.